Hey YouTubers, what is going on? My name is JC and this is the Cuban Redneck DIY channel. Welcome back to my kitchen. This is your first time here. Please don't forget to share, like, and subscribe, and thank you for stopping by. So, do you know what this is? To Cubans, this is called Quimbombó, and I believe other Spanish countries throughout the Caribbean and Americas also call it Quimbombó, Colombia, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, not 100% sure. But if you tell any one of those, anybody from there, you tell them what is a Quimbombó, they definitely know what it is. To the rest of the English-speaking Caribbean and even North America, this is called okra. It was brought to the Americas during the slave trade, and its origin based on West Africa. It is very good, very healthy. And I am surprised that more of it is not grown in the US because this thing, I mean, if you plant an acre of this somewhere in the Midwest, you're gonna get food for a bunch of people. So anyways, my plants have been yielding an awesome crop this year, and I've been making a lot of dishes. I did one, I don't know, 2-3 weeks ago, where I did a okra stew with cabbage, I think. And man, I had a bunch of people call me out. I said, what kind of Cuban redneck are you? You're going to make some, okra stew and you're not going to make quimbombó. Well, today we're going to make a Cuban quimbombó. And that might be an issue because, you see, I'm not a chef. I'm just a cook. I got married very young. And if you want to make money and you need a second job, you can just walk into the back of any mom and pop, restaurant and say, hey, you need help? Trust me, you almost guarantee a job. However, I did not enjoy washing dishes, so I worked myself up the ladders into cutting vegetables, and then a line cook, and so on. And most of the cooking that I do is because somebody who knew more than me told me, here, you do like this, like this, like that. However, that is not the way that a lot of people do it at home. And more often than not, when I prepare something, when I prepare a dish for YouTube, people call me out, oh, you didn't do it like this, you didn't do it like that. Please, please, just do it and, base your judgment on the end results. When you go to a restaurant, especially if it's a really good restaurant, you don't, you don't go tell them, oh, did you cook this on the right burner, on the left burner? Really doesn't matter. It's the taste and it's the final dish that really matters. I say that because when it comes to quimbombó, there is a love-hate relation with its property, and that is because it has a slime, or in Spanish it's called baba. Some people like it. I myself not a fan of it, and I think a lot of people don't like it because of that. So I get rid of the slime the way they do it in restaurants, and I know that's not the way that a lot of people do it at home. So without further ado, let's make some Cuban quimbombó. Check this out.
The minute I started to prepare my quimbombó, I said to myself, if I'm going to do this, might as well just kick it out of the park. So I decided to turn my traditional Cuban quimbombó into a classic quimbombó with pork and plantains. For this, we're going to need 2 pounds of quimbombó, 1 tablespoon of salt, black pepper, cumin, oregano, and onion powder, a half an onion, a half a bell pepper, 2 to 3 cloves of garlic, a quarter cup of lemon juice, 2 to 3 tablespoons of olive oil, a quarter cup of cooking dry wine, a half-ripe plantain, not too ripe, not too green, 1 cup of tomato sauce, 2 cups of beef broth, and 2 pounds of pork. I'm using once again my country-style ribs. Know that as always, details and updates to this and all of my recipes are available at CubanRedneck.com. I've shown this before, but I guess I'll show it again. This is what country-style ribs look like. This is a boneless cut of pork and one of my favorites. A lot of people don't like it because it can be somewhat tough, but I'll show you how to get around this using an old Chinese tenderizing trick. After rinsing the pork with a mixture of water and vinegar, mix 50-50 mix of salt and baking soda into an old spice jar. Pat dry your pork and sprinkle it with the mix. This is something you want to do a little bit ahead of time since it takes about 2 hours to really marinate and tenderize the pork. After the time has expired, rinse the pork with water and reseason with just a little bit of salt and pepper. We can now start to work on our Quimbombó. Let's cut the okra. I like to cut it in 3/4 inch pieces like this. If you can't find fresh okras and there are no Caribbean markets near you, just about all major US grocery stores, including Publix, Walmart, and others, have some type of frozen variety. While at the cutting station, let's go ahead and cut our onion, our garlic, our peppers. By the way, I'm using multicolored ones, but any one color will do. Let's also go ahead and cut the plantain. Here as well, I'm using about 3/4 inch pieces. A lot of people like to pre-cook this and make balls out of them. Something like dumplings, I guess. I don't think it's really necessary. However, you don't want to make this ones too thick because they'll take too long to cook. Let's start the cooking process by bringing some oil to temperature on the medium heat. Once up to temp, let's add the okra. We're going to saute this for about 3 to 4 minutes until they start to show some brown ends, at which time we're going to add a 1/4 cup of lemon juice and cook for another minute or so. We're then going to put them back into whatever container we had them in, and let's start to work on the pork. We want to see all faces of the pork for about 1 or 2 minutes on the medium-high heat. We're not concerned about cooking it right now, we just want to give it some color. Once accomplished, let's go ahead and add the peppers, the onions, and cook those for about 2 to 3 minutes while stirring it. We can then add the garlic and cook that for another minute or so, at which time we're going to add a 1/4 cup of white dry cooking wine to deglaze the pot. Crank the heat to high, and as the bottom starts to clean up and the cooking wine starts to reduce, we're going to add 1 cup of tomato or pasta sauce and 2 cups of beef stock. Stir everything together and bring it to a boil, at which time we're going to add our dry spices, stir those in. We're then going to add the plantains, put the lid on the pot, and cook for 20 minutes on the medium heat. After the 20 minutes, we're going to go ahead and check on the plantains. If you can drive a fork into them, we can go ahead and add the okra. Go ahead and put the lid back on the pot and cook for an additional 10 minutes. At which time, I recommend that you take it off the heat and let it stand for 5 minutes before serving. My friends, thank you for watching. My name is JC and this is the Cuban Redneck DIY channel where we do cooking and grilling on Tuesdays and DIY stuff on Fridays. Please support this channel by subscribing, liking, and sharing. And don't forget to hit that notification bell. Thank you.